Hey guys, so I've got a bunch of Kaffir Limes here. These, some of them are smaller, some of them are big. These kind of dropped in the middle of the night, not all at the same time, but they dropped in the middle of the night after I brought the Kaffir lime tree inside for the winter. Um, yeah, just imagine these, you know, dropping from the tree and landing on cardboard in the middle of the night. It made quite the noise, to say the least. But what we're going to do today is cut these open. Hopefully we have some seeds inside, and then I'll show you how I prepare them and put them into the propagator. So we'll start with getting the seeds. I cut around the equator here, not pushing too hard, because if you cut here, you may cut through the seed. So what we're going to do is just cut around the equator like this. Try not to cut all the way through. Okay, and then we're gonna rip it open. And of course, this one's kind of small, so I didn't expect it to have any seeds. No seeds. Most people don't use this in their cooking. The zest is really fragrant, just like the leaves. But the juice and the fruit part of it is really astringent, super sour, and kind of bitter. So we'll give it a taste and see what happens. Yeah, super sour, a little bit of bitterness. I do use the juice and squeeze it into my tom yum soup, so it tastes pretty good, and you don't get much of the bitterness if you do it that way. But if you're using it for other stuff, I don't know if you're using it as a dip for seafood or something like that, it might be a little bit bitter. But it's not unbearable, so if you're okay with the bitterness, it's not too bad. This small one, I don't expect, I'm going to cut all the way through because I don't expect these to have any seeds. Again, you see, you can also notice, these I've left here for a while, so they're kind of dry, but you can see the two different types of texture. One is smoother and the other one's more wrinkly. The Kaffir limes are supposed to have this wrinkly texture here. Like I said in my previous video, I noticed I had two different types of limes on there. One that looked more like key limes with the smooth texture, and the other with the wrinkly peel like Kaffir should have. So I think what it is my tree is grafted, so it is very likely that the characteristics of the rootstock is coming up through the grafted portion, and no, it's not from a branch that grew at the graft. Like I've said, I've heard of stories of people who have grafted lemon trees. They've had lemons for 10, 15 years, and all of a sudden, one year it started producing oranges. So, and it's not from branches that grew from the grafted area. It's just somehow the genetics just gets transferred, or I guess I don't know exactly what the scientific reasoning behind that is, but on more than one occasion I've heard that. We'll continue to cut these. I'm not expecting to get any seeds from these smaller ones, so again, no seeds. I guess it's kind of nice if this was something that, if you were eating the fruit, to not have any seeds. Oh, there is one seed here, and I wasn't expecting it, so I kind of cut through it, but I didn't cut through the meaty part, so it might be okay. This seed looks, doesn't look viable though. It looks, try to get this open. My hands are kind of stiff right now. Just got back from golfing in the cold. We got our first snow today, so it's been a struggle. My hands are still pretty cold and stiff. So this seed is quite small. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's quite small and has an underdeveloped seed right here. It's still kind of green. If the fruit stayed on the tree, if you guys can see that, if it will focus. Yeah, if it stay on the tree, then it'll probably mature, but it fell off, so That's all we've got. So we've got one there. Let's keep that aside, have a count. I've opened up these before and didn't seem to get very many seeds. So I'm not planning to get a lot of seeds from these. What I'm going to be doing is doing some cuttings. I just want to show you something with my Kaffir lime. I have, so the pest I have, if you can see it there, this is white mealybug. And they do kind of the same thing that scale and aphids do, which is they secrete like a syrupy substance after they attack your tree. So to find these, you just look for a shiny, like syrupy spot on the leaves. Look about 3 inches away from that sappy area. Sometimes it's right on that leaf, or else look on the underside of the leaves right above it to find these guys, and then just get rid of them. I tried using some spray for these guys, but you know, with their powdery, I don't know if you can kind of see that, with their powdery exterior, the water doesn't stick to them, so it doesn't really work. So I just kind of manually get them off. Cut the small one too, not expecting any seeds from this small one. Again, no seeds. Show you what that looks like. So very pretty, very juicy actually. You know, I heard other people say that Kaffir lime is not super juicy. So I think this one, like I said, it's kind of taking the characteristics, because I think the peel of Kaffir is supposed to be a lot thicker than this. You guys can kind of see how thin that peel and the zest and the white area is. So continue, cut the small one first. Again, not expecting anything. I don't see anything. Nothing there. So we get to say the biggest one for last. I'm gonna go this guy. And this one may have a seed. Again, the seed may not even be viable or mature enough, so nothing in here. Just gonna poke around there, make sure I don't poke too hard and stab myself. Nothing. So next one. It smells wonderful right now. I mean, I can definitely smell the aroma. I think we have a seed here. So you look right here, we've got a seed. And this looks to be a pretty mature seed. So this one might actually work. That might work out for us. So that's good. We've got one viable seed. I don't see anything else in there. Continue to cut this. Let's get into a few here. These limes would actually be great, like if you after you eat seafood, to get the seafood smell off your hands. These would be awesome to put in a bowl of water and just use them to scrub your hand down to wash the smell away. And then your hands would smell fresh, like Kaffir limes. Nothing there. So our last one, this is the big guy. I still have, I would say, about 20 to 30 limes on my tree, so they didn't all fall off. But I kept the tree super dry in the beginning through the transition, because from my experience, if it's wet and you bring it in, the soil doesn't dry as fast as if it was outside, and then that's when you get into trouble with root rot. So I like to let my trees dry out before I bring them in, and then give them water accordingly. So that's probably the other reason why it dropped, is because I left it on the dry side and wasn't happy. But that's okay. I'd rather lose fruit than have to deal with root rot. So surprisingly, this big guy doesn't have any seeds. But I'm gonna taste this one because it looks super juicy. Holy cow, that is sour. And I love sour stuff, and that is just super sour. It's kind of weird. It's got, you can see all those little like sacs in there, kind of like finger limes. They're like individual sacs. Wow, so sour. A little bit of bitterness from the zest. It's so sour. All right, not much to show you guys as far as propagation, but so I'll just explain this quick, and then I'm gonna go put it in there. I usually peel this off, peel the outer layer off, make sure you don't damage the inside. I'm just gonna nip off the end here so I can get a grip. What we're gonna try to do is peel this exterior off. I also wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys think about video length? I usually try to keep it around 5 minutes because I'm sure people don't want a super long video to watch all the time. But I also figured, I guess for those, they can kind of skip through. But for people who want more detail, I think it'd be better to make a longer video. So let me know what you think. You guys prefer longer videos or 5-minute ones? So after I peel the outside there, this membrane, I still got some bitter taste in the back of my throat from eating that. And the bitterness kind of like a tingly feeling on my tongue. It's probably why people don't usually eat Kaffir limes. Even with my fingernails, I'm having a hard time with how small these seeds are to get that off, and this membrane is kind of tough. Cut that. Got that other seed stuck in my fingernail. Alright, so we got the membrane off here. The seed is white, so it's not green like the immature one. I think I might just keep the membrane there. I'm not sure if this seed's going to be mature enough. It's pretty small. You can see that. We've got one seed. I'm going to throw it in my propagator and then see what happens. I'm going to pause the phone here, and then I'm going to show you my propagator. Alright guys, so here's my propagator. It's this, I want to say like 30-gallon plastic container here. It's got to be somewhat clear or translucent to let some of the light in. And then the most important thing is this heating mat here. You got to have this heating mat to keep the soil warm and to keep the humidity up. So what I did was I have this. It's on my carpet. I've got a cardboard box and then a layer of foam. I don't know if you can see it right there. It's got a layer of foam. It's like 1-inch thick foam, and then another cardboard, and then the heating mat. So what I found out, I had the heating mat directly on the foam, and it kind of melted the foam slightly. So I put a layer of cardboard in between so that I wouldn't do that. And then with this container here, sorry, I know it's you can't see very well. I don't have much space in between here, but I'm gonna try to get it the best I can for you. As you can see, that's what the container looks like. There's a lot of moisture on top right now, so it's gonna be. Wish I had 2 hands to take this off because it kind of drips the water, but I'll try my best to show you guys what this looks like. Alright, so this is what it looks like inside. Right now, indoors, I only have about 1 inch to 2 inches of sand in there. The reason is because I I usually have 4 inches, 4 to 6 inches of sand. The only reason I only have 1 to 2 right now is because I had to carry it inside, and I didn't want to carry 6 inches of sand, which gets pretty heavy. So it all it is just sand in there, and then I will pour about 1 to 2 inches of water to the bottom, and then what happens is the heating mat will heat that up and create humidity in there, and you can see how well it is working because I stuck these bougainvillea cuttings in here about a week ago, and you can already see roots on the surface. It actually grew above the sand, and it grew into the sand. So I'm sure underneath there's a ton of roots. Like I said, this has only been a week. I've also got some jasmine cuttings in here, and you can see that's new growth right there. Same with this other guy, new growth. Focus. Sorry about the focus here. There you go. So there's new growth right there. So it's doing pretty good. I noticed though with this jasmine, it does better with the semi-woody to woody cuttings. This green cutting doesn't do too well. I pulled this up yesterday. It didn't have any roots, but you can see that it's got new growth on it. So maybe in time we will get to see. Sorry about the focus, it's not focusing, but it's this guy here. See if it'll focus with my hand behind it. Nope, still not focusing. There you go. So right there you can see the new growth right here. But I don't have high hopes for that one because it's super green. I didn't use any breeding hormones for these guys. So these guys I just stuck straight in there. I cut it and stuck it in the sand. This one, I've got 4 Kaffir cuttings in here. I've got 2 with rooting hormone and the other 2 without. So these 2 here, I used rooting hormone, and those ones there I did without. I stuck them in there yesterday, so maybe in about a week or 2 weeks, we'll check up on them and see how they are. Actually, I think I'm going to wait a month, just so I don't break young roots if there are any. What I should do next time is put them close to the edge right here, so that if the roots grow out and they touch the surface here, that I can see them from the outside. So still trying to work out the kinks, but this propagator has been awesome for me. I've used it to root cuttings as twice my thumb. Like this one here, this boogie is a cutting, and I propagated from here, and you can see how much foliage I left on there, and it rooted for me, and it's been going strong for a couple months now. So yeah, that's good. I just want to show you guys quick my propagator along with cutting those Kaffir limes to see if we had got any seed. We got 1. Oh yeah, and that reminds me, we should probably put that seed in here. So here's the seed. I'm not even gonna put it in the, I don't know why it's not focusing, sorry about that. I'm not even gonna put it, try to put it underneath the sand. I'm just gonna lay it right on top, and we'll see what happens. So I'm just gonna stick it right there. Yep, right there, and we'll come back and check on it. Once I see something happening, I'll make a video and show you guys. If not, then we can assume it's dead and it wasn't viable. But I'll keep you guys updated on the other cuttings, and I know I didn't do a reveal for any of my cuttings, but for these ones, we'll pull them up in maybe a week, another week, so 2 weeks, and we'll see how much roots has grown from that. All right, see you next time.